Sup, robot? Ready to make a video?
Wait, what? Who are you?
Random person. RP. That's me. I come from Shady Doorag's channel. Shady Doorag's? The weirdo who leaves giant essays on every single one of your videos? The guy who made a fan video about you?
Brad Reed?
Yes, the white ginger. Clearly I look like I came from his channel.
At least you're not a reaction channel.
Yeah, of course I'm not one of those horrible people.
So what was this about? A video?
The BoJack Horseman character Diane. She's kind of a talking point right now.
Awesome. I was planning on talking about her myself. I guess I can let you tag along.
Jeez, you're too kind.
Well, I guess that answers that question.
What question?
What are you doing here?
Just a robot.
BoJack Horseman is a show made for first. BoJack Horseman is a show about a world where anthropomorphic animals live alongside humans. The show centers around BoJack, who is a famous TV celebrity, and it also has his closest friends, plus Todd. I don't think he considers Todd a friend. Also, this is not about BoJack from the 8th Dragon Ball Z movie. Fucking amazing as that would have been. One of the biggest feminists in cartoons right now is a character on BoJack Horseman. Her name is Diane. Diane is what I meant to say.
When the series first started, Diane was considered to be the most level-headed of the cast, being the overall voice of reason. She wasn't perfect, but she seemed that way because of how she was simply trying to do the right thing when compared to the Hollywood hullabaloo. But as the series progressed, Diane displayed more and more traits that led to a lot of people disliking her.
And one of those traits is feminism. Okay, to be fair, feminism isn't a trait. You could call it a belief system, an ideology, a political agenda, an organization, or even cancer. But it's still not a trait. I can say that Anita Sarkeesian is a feminist. But that doesn't mean she shares the same traits as another feminist. Like...
Christina Hoff Sommers.
How did you know I was going to say that?
Because everyone uses her as an example of a rational feminist. It's like there's only one in the entire world.
Regardless, there are a variety of feminists, but thanks to popular feminists today, several negative stigmas are attached with the label. Thanks to SJWs like Diane. I talked about this in my #NotAllFeminist video.
It wasn't necessarily Diane being a feminist SJW that made her unlikable. It was the follow-through of the negative stereotypes. For example, Diane can be pretty petty at times. When she's frustrated, she's been known to use whatever platform she can get her hands on to publish things about others.
This is your boss telling his employee that she did a bad job. Try again.
What? Hey, Wayne, you still work for BuzzFeed?
Yes.
I've written another piece for Girl Crush. It's called The Case Against Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh, I get it. So, like always, you're mad at someone, so your solution is to air your dirty laundry for everyone to see.
Now, to Diane's credit, when she did that to BoJack, she was only trying to prove a point, and not trying to deplatform him. But for Mr. Peanut Butter, she outright blackmails him. A lot of real-life feminist SJWs are guilty of this as well. Instead of addressing their opponent or facing the reality that not everyone agrees with them, looking at you, Lily Pete, they go out of their way to reveal information about a person that would affect them in negative ways. For example, several feminists tried to affect the YouTuber Thunderfoot by sending his boss emails that said he hired a Nazi.
If people decide they're going to start a letter writing campaign, or they're going to people en masse are going to contact his employer.
I spoke as an employer, and I said effectively he is besmirching their reputation, and that they should basically give him the choice of either continuing to do these kinds of videos or continuing to be a scientist.
It's a lot more difficult to side with someone who's playing dirty just out of spite.
She was also frustrated in other ways.
Don't you dare say it.
Because...
Don't do it.
She was...
I'm warning you.
A fluid sexual being, not a machine.
I hate you.
Mission accomplished. Diane also has problems with projection, busybodying, and inventing problems that aren't there. She feels like she should be making the world a better place, and tells everyone else they should also be doing the same.
Excuse me. Do you know you're breaking the law by giving everybody water?
It's okay. I want the water.
Yeah, we all want water. That's not the point. There is a drought.
Sit down. We're thirsty.
Reminds you of anyone? Like how Feminist Frequency believes games to be completely sexist and demands the industry to change, even though no one who actually plays video games agrees with them, or even cares for the matter. Diane, like many third-wave feminists, focus on things like this because, from her perspective, they are big problems. She doesn't consider that there are multiple perspectives, and because she's using postmodernism logic, she can't objectively prove her point.
Right, like when she got angry at St. Clair. Despite that he is helping people way more than Diane ever has, because he has an ego, she feels that he doesn't deserve to have a book written about him.
Diane, the second thing you notice about Sebastian St. Clair is how much he talks about himself.
She chastises a guy who tries to save lives on a daily basis for having a big ego. Because that comes first, not the saving of lives.
Remember how at VidCon, Sargon of Akkad and other anti-feminists attended panels they disagreed with, just so they could listen? But Anita Sarkeesian and other feminists saw it as an attack on their person. This all has to do with perspective. Milo Yiannopoulos, who is a popular political speaker who talks against the far left, and is also a huge faggot who has a fetish for black dudes, has been harassed on numerous occasions by the far left. Sometimes he can't even get a single word in. Here's a clip from one of Sargon of Akkad's videos to give this all context.
Nobody can hear you!
We're here today.
We're here today to promote
in a moment
fascism.
of national strife.
Fascist regime.
We love Milo. What you're doing is fascism. Let him talk.
Now
we're here today.
Let's take him out
of here. No KKK, no fascist USA, no Trump.
This is also why feminists believe they're the underdog. A lot of people are fed up with being called names without having proof to back it up. Because of this, the feminists think they are the silent majority, when in reality the media, like CNN, and even alternative media, like YouTube, actively support their endeavors. It wasn't centrist or right-wingers who were invited to VidCon 2017. Instead, tons of feminists, SJWs, and far left-leaning people were invited.
You know, this is what's wrong with society.
Diane,
Nobody thinks about the world outside themselves.
Whoa, I just realized we're getting dangerously close to playing armchair physics.
I think you mean armchair psychology. And yeah, we are. But you're a cartoon reviewer now. Your life is playing armchair psychology.
I don't think that's true.
But don't worry, folks, we've saved the best for last. Diane's most unpopular trait that she shares with modern feminist SJWs is hypocrisy. Diane will condemn and condemn, but there are multiple instances where she chooses to participate in the behavior she's condemning. English writer and philosopher William Hazlitt once said, "The only vice that cannot be forgiven is hypocrisy. The repentance of a hypocrite is itself hypocrisy." The most notable moment of Diane doing this is during the episode Thoughts and Prayers, where she says she hates guns, but then spends most of the episode using them because she's a woman and therefore it's different when she does it.
Feminists are very well known for changing their opinion when it best fits their argument. The most famous case of this is the queen of flip-flopping herself, Hillary Clinton. Now both Hillary and Diane use the same excuse. They just say they changed their mind.
Well, maybe a little. Does that make me a hypocrite?
No, just means you changed. It's one of the things I love about you.
So, just to clarify, just one more question on this. Would you say your view evolved since the 90s, or that the American public evolved allowing you to state your real view?
I think I'm an American. I think we have all evolved.
While that is quite possible, the reason why other people don't see it that way is because of the agenda behind the change. Hillary's opinions are surrounded by political agendas, and Diane has a similar problem. If Diane had admitted to being wrong and simply said she now agreed that guns were a good thing, then people could believe that she just changed her mind. But instead, she used it for her feminist agenda. She even started calling it a gendered issue.
No idea.
Bubble of privilege
What is it
so
with humans
thick
and guns?
that
You
you
people
really
are
think,
addicted to these
and what is
things.
it with men
Oh,
and not
come
wanting
on.
women to feel safe?
Okay,
This
I
is
don't-
a gendered issue.
Okay.
She doesn't actually believe guns are good. She just believes that she should be allowed to have one because as a woman, she doesn't feel safe. Instead of admitting that she's wrong, she doubles down and starts blaming society. There's no shame in coming out and admitting that you changed your mind about something. But if you use an agenda to excuse it, instead of openly admitting that you were wrong, people are going to claim hypocrisy. Like they should.
I can't believe this country hates women more than it loves guns.
It doesn't.
If anything, I do hate feminists more than I love guns. Final thoughts. I don't completely hate Diane. There are several aspects of her character I really like. She's not the worst far-left character from an adult cartoon. That would be Brian Griffin. But she is a victim of the writers trying to push their agenda. But I am a little bit worried because while she wasn't that bad in the first 2 seasons, in the 2 new seasons she has gotten a bit worse. But I want to make this very clear. She is not a poorly written character. I love her backstory and I love how she goes to different places and I love all the people she meets. Honestly, if she didn't have a political agenda, she would probably be my favorite character.
As for me, I don't know if I can say I absolutely hate Diane, but I definitely dislike her. She's nowhere near my favorite character like she used to be, and her position as an SJW feminist is part of the reason for that. Of course, there's more to this character than just the labels we've been talking about in this video, but it's important to see that because many people have real-life issues with this political stance, they will naturally have a problem with a character who is firmly built into it. That's not saying Diane is a bad character. At worst, it's saying she's a bad person. But mostly, it's just saying she's a character that's very easy to dislike.
So why do you need me?
I don't know. Just wanted some company.
You told me to use a vacation day at work because this was, quote, a feminism-related emergency.
I got your number.
By the way, I told you my name, but I never caught yours.
I'm no one. I'm just a robot.
Well, that's stupid.
Your name is literally random person. That's pretty stupid.
Well, let me put it in a way you can understand.
If name equals RP, then awesome, else stupid.
Yeah, that's a fact. Oh, I see. Robophobia. But you know what? I'm not gonna get angry with you. Because while we were talking, Professor Dreadlock finished his new project.
Ooh, is it laser eyes, or a jetpack, or...
a new security system.
Robot?
Don't worry, it only targets reactors. And it's not like you're a reactor, right?
Target locked.
I hate you.
Hehehe, mission accomplished.
My eyes have seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube, debunking SJWs and feminazis too. We criticize reactionists in hopes they get the boot. Just the robot marches on.
Oh boy, my new shipments of laugh chips are here. Good thing I'm stocking up on a whole bunch. I can't see this blowing up in my face in any way.